Can I just say that all of my notes got deleted like an hour ago. So if I seem a bit flustered, um, and the like Twine projects I was working on to show how the different stuff works. I mean, I'll still cover all of the material, but if it's, you know, a challenge.
That's rough, dude. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I had a big fat cry and I feel a bit calmer, so.
Nice.
Yeah. If everyone's like comfortable, I think we can start. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the purpose of tonight's workshop, feels weird saying tonight. Yeah, workshop is learning like the super basics of Twine. There's a lot that you can do with this program, but for the purpose of this workshop, it will just be very, very basic because I want people who have no experience in coding or making games or any sort of like technological experience really when it comes to like digital art to be able to follow along. And if you have any questions, please let me know. There's like no dumb questions at all. You guys saw how I struggled just to find those 3 dots that Adonai was speaking about. So if you feel like embarrassed, just know that I'm worse. So don't worry about it at all. And please ask me. And yeah, everyone just try and keep it like very respectful. And I think we'll have a nice time, okay? I really like Twine. I think it's a very accessible tool, even if you don't know how to program. I will show you guys how to do a little bit of coding, like how to change the text style and color and that sort of thing, which you really don't have to do that. You don't have to do any sort of programming at all. The only thing you need to do is type and put in like square brackets and that's it. Okay, so yeah, I'm giving the workshop. I'm Bahiyya. That's my Twitter, and I feel qualified to give this workshop because I'm a game developer and writer. I did a lot of Twine in my undergrad because I did digital art at Wits. And yeah, I'm most like well known for my game After Hours. So check that out whenever it gets released. And yeah, thank you so much for coming tonight. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what Twine is, I've just like popped this little link that you can go to. It's also really useful for all of like your documentation. If you don't know how to do something, I would suggest going onto this website, and it like helps a lot with that. There's also a lot of YouTube tutorials that you can watch as well that will take you way more in depth than what I'm doing tonight. So yeah, YouTube and Google, definitely your friends. So just to explain a bit more on what Twine is, it's a free tool, which is super helpful that you can either like download onto your computer or you can use in your browser. And it helps us make several things, including, but not limited to, interactive stories, visual novels, as well as prototyping, game designs, and branching narratives, as well as UX flow mockups. So I don't know how many of you make games or that sort of thing, but what I use Twine for, I use it when I'm bored and I want to make like dumb, like My Chemical Romance stories or whatever, but that's just for myself. And then I share it with the internet. But I usually use it for like my non like text-based games to try and get like the feel or flow of like choice interactions, branching dialogue, and that sort of thing. So I often prototype in Twine before I go into like Unity or something like that. And I also find for me, like I need to have my thoughts like mapped out because it's like very chaotic in my head. So when I see like the sort of flow and structure of things and the different alternatives to endings and that sort of thing, it really helps me with that. And also if you go into narrative design, for example, so you're not writing the game, you're sort of just designing the like story elements. Twine is super helpful for that. I'm working on a game as a narrative designer, and I was so shocked actually that they said to me I could just use Twine because I thought I'd have to use like some like fancy program, but it's super accessible, and that's what I really like about it. Yeah, just one thing that I do want to mention though is if you are doing it on your browser, you have, and if you want to like go back to editing your stories and stuff, you must say publish to file to save it. But I'll get to that. Don't worry about that now. I just wanted to mention it. But anyway, on 2.2, it's a tool for creating hypertext. So all of you, if you've ever used the internet, you're familiar with what hypertext is, even if you don't know what that word means. It's basically, if you search something like when was Twilight released, you know, the impeccable movie from 2008, you search that and then a bunch of like hits will come up on the internet. And if you click on any of them, you're clicking on a hyperlink. So that's a hypertext, which is also a hyperlink, doesn't matter. But basically, it's some text that will take you to another text when you click on the link. Is everyone following so far? If not, please turn on your camera and do this, or just message. Okay, yeah, so the difference between hypertext and a linear story. So just before I go on, I don't know if any of you remember like the Goosebumps books from when we were small. It would be like a choose your own adventure sort of thing. I remember my sister stole one from CNA, and it was the graveyard one. There was a picture of all like tombstones, and I used to steal it from her and then go outside and like choose my own adventure. I thought it was so nice, and that sort of thing. But that's basically what a branching narrative is, or like a non-linear story where you choose your own path. And then a linear story is obviously just like a conventional book, you know, that you read. There's no sort of interaction and that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm digressing. The difference between hypertext and a linear story, the kind found in books and magazines, is that it allows the reader to have some measure of agency. In other words, the reader has some ability over what they read next. So obviously we know video games, it's not real agency, right? Like the creator, the designer, whatever, we know what you want. We know what we want our players to do. We know all of the options that we've given you, but you enjoy having that fake control. Sorry if I like broke the fourth wall. But yeah, I think that what Twine is really cool for is that a lot of the time you get to add in a lot of input that makes the reader or the viewer feel like they're actually shaping a lot of the story. Obviously dependent on how you want your Twine game to work, if you're making a game at all. Yeah, there's several versions of Twine. For the purpose of this workshop, we'll be using Twine 2. I think there's like Twine 3 even available now or something. And also when you're looking at like that link that I have at the top of the page, make sure that you're looking at the right like documentation and link for the Twine version that you have downloaded, because you could be putting in code that doesn't work with the version that you've downloaded or that sort of thing. So just make sure that you are doing that. Okay, so with hypertext and with like branching narratives, yeah, hypertext, it branches a lot. As you can see, like the image that I have there, that's from the game that I made. Personally, I'm not like picky of what the like structure looks like at the bottom. You can change that. But yeah, this was a very short game, but as you can see, it has quite a bit of like nodes. So yeah, it's very easy to like get confused, to get lost in all of this. I'll show you when we open Twine how to like search for things if you're confused or anything. But yeah, the purpose of Twine is to help you keep track of your work structure. So like visually, you know, okay, this is where I have this choice option and that sort of thing. So it really helps a lot. And like seeing the branching narratives, you can sort of like balance your story as well. So, you know, if you choose like option A, you have a lot more nodes and like things that you can play through. But with option B, you don't, unless obviously that's like a stylistic choice. So can you make games with Twine that aren't just text-based, right? A lot of people feel like it's just this massive wall of text. I thought that as well before I started like playing games that actually use Twine to build them. And it's super interesting, the stuff that people are doing. Obviously that requires like more coding, but you definitely can just make a regular like Twine game. In fact, this year, someone got nominated at the IGF Awards. I don't know how many of you know that, but it's like quite a prestigious like award ceremony for indie developers. And they were the first person ever, I think, to be nominated and for and best narrative game, and they made the whole game in Twine without pictures or anything like that. So that's really cool. Don't think that like there isn't an audience for this or like it's boring or something, unless obviously the game you're playing is boring. That's a different story. But so you definitely can make games in Twine that aren't just text-based. You can definitely include images, you can include sound effects as well. You can include a timer. I'll show you some pictures of what people have done. So this is a game called Queers in Love at the End of the World. And it's by Anna Anthropy. And as you can see, she has this timer here in the corner. And it's basically, you have 10 seconds before the world ends, right? So you have like, there's a lot of pressure on you. When I was playing this game, when I took this screenshot, I was like, oh my God, I can't cope. When am I kissing my girlfriend? What am I doing? The world is ending. It's like super, super good the way that she uses a timer in her game. And yeah, I would never have thought that this sort of thing could be done in Twine, but it can be. And yeah, you should check it out. It's free and it's cool. So this is a game. Sorry, I just have to move all of our faces on Zoom so I can see what's happening. Okay. It's a game called The Silence Under the Bed, and it's made by someone called Kevin Snow. And this is a visual novel. So as you can see, this doesn't look like a purely text-based game. They have an image in here. There's like a little bit of text, but that takes up so little compared to like the rest of the environmental storytelling in the image, in the game. So Twine has the capability to do conditional logic. So if the protagonist finds a key in an early part of the story, sorry, I just copy and pasted this, so I would have put they. You can use it to open a door later on. It reads like later on. I told you guys I'm flustered, okay? It can also incorporate variables which encompass the traditional trappings of games such as hit points and score. So you can even have like your health like in the top of the page if you're working with like numbers and that sort of thing. Like obviously not like a bar that like decreases like that, unless you keep swapping out images, I guess. Good luck to you. But so basically you can make any real sort of game, using Twine. There's a lot of like, I feel like stigma around people that, or like Twine as a tool, and the people who stigmatize it are losers because it's so cool and it's so accessible. And okay, now we can go on to Twine. So please open that. I'll just give everyone like a minute to get that done. I don't know, did I have to like admit anyone else in, or I'll be fine?
Sorry, just unmuting. At the bottom, if there's any notifications coming up where it says participants, it'll show you if anyone's waiting.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
So does everyone have Twine open? Please let me know if you don't. Okay. Okay, open and ready, very enthusiastic. Okay, so actually, let me just delete these things so I can start from the beginning. Also, I'm like a very slow typer, so just don't get annoyed when I take like 5 minutes, and I use like one finger to press everything. So essays, not my favorite. I literally write them down on paper and then transfer them. But anyway, enough about me, God. So if you click on, I don't know if you saw that. Wait, sorry, you guys aren't here. Hey, are you here?
You're only sharing your PowerPoint thingy.
Oh, oops. Just a second. Stop share and then share screen. Shit, this is, okay, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, can everyone see this? Okay, is everyone,
Yeah.
see, yours won't look like mine because I have 8 stories. Just ignore the titles of them because it's my personal, Twine. So if you haven't started one, you'll click on story over here, right? So you'll just type in whatever, and then you'll click on add. Mine is already added and it's just this workshop one. So is everyone on this page? Okay. I can only see 2 people. So if they showing this,
We
okay.
are now the representation.
Yeah. So click onto that and type in whatever you want to. Don't worry, I'll give you time to like think about what you want to say. You can even just copy what I'm doing and say, hi, my name is Bahiyya, right? So you have this, nothing is going on at the moment. If I close that, and do you see this button? It means play, right? If I click on play, there's nothing going on. I can't click on anything. There's no like link available. Do you see that?
We're still seeing the edit screen. Have you switched over to like a play?
Yeah, sorry, I thought it would all be on one thing. Okay, that's annoying. Can't I share?
It seems to be sharing per app as opposed to just what your screen is seeing. I don't know how Zoom works.
Just give me a second, please. Show all.
There should be an option to share your whole screen as opposed to one app.
It says share all windows, is that right?
I'm going to just click on it so I can. I did this in class, but I can't remember how to do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be your whole screen. It should say whole screen or something like that.
Okay, can you see the
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I don't know who said that. The disembodied voice that helped, but thank
Jasmine.
you.
I'm
Okay.
busy eating. I'll turn my camera on later.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't turn it on because I'm hungry and that will make me angry to see that. I'm joking. Anyway, someone please laugh so I don't feel awkward. Thanks. I don't know, you're laughing, but like you muted. All I can see.
I didn't want to unmute just to go ha 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 and then mute again.
Okay. I don't know if you would believe it. I actually lecture people with all of this. It's a tough life. But anyway, okay, so someone said that they laughed. That's wonderful. Okay, now that I'm validated and everyone can see the sentence. Hi, my name is Bahiyya. You can see there's like no hyperlink, right? I can't click on anything. But if I go back and if I add square brackets to whatever word, I can even do to the whole sentence, whatever I want to be a hyperlink. So I'll make my name. So it's just 2 square brackets, no spaces anywhere. Everyone okay with this? That's all you do, right? And then I'm exiting that, and then I'm playing that. And do you see, that's a link, right? When I hover over it, you can see that it's a link and whatever. Sometimes your links will be broken because, I don't know, you've like maybe messed it up somehow with the like square brackets and it'll be like a line going through it. That's how you'll know it's broken, right? So everyone understands this. And then if I click on, you can see that, let me just, so you can move the stuff around as well, right? I'm just doing this so it's easier. Yeah, so this is the resultant link of the hyperlink, that's my name. And yeah, so I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna just show you guys how to make like a branching narrative. I mean, 2 branching options. Right, so you're gonna decide the person that you're playing as, how old they are. So we'll make that into a link again. I'm just making the entire 15 years old thing. please stop me. Also, if you can hear my mother like cooing at a baby, just ignore that. I don't know what's going on. And please let me know if I'm going too fast as well. Right, so do you see how, because I put square brackets at 15 years old as well as 200 years old, it gave me 2 links, right? If I put square brackets around like each word, like I am, it would give me like links for all of them. So yeah, this basically shows you how something like splits. Do you see that? So now you can work with that, right? And if I go to also this rocket over here, it means that's where your story starts. So you can change that. You can choose to start it somewhere else. So if I go over here and I go to those 3 dots and I say start story here, and then I'll click on play, you can see it starts here, right? And then if you haven't like filled out a link, I mean like a box with text, we'll just say double click this passage to edit it. And there's also a back arrow, so you can go back, right? You go forward. It's very hard to see with this color, but I'll teach you how to change. Sorry, let me just see someone raise their hand.
Hi, sorry, that was me. I'm just curious. So this is the first time I'm running Twine. When I click the play button, it prompts me to open it with an application. It opens the HTML file with an application. Do I then search for Twine in that, or?
Are you allowed to share your screen?
I can try.
Okay.
Let
me just stop sharing mine.
Host has disabled attendee screen sharing. I can take a screenshot though.
Okay, yeah. Someone said the Twine story opens in Chrome. Okay, wait. So the person that said that, sorry, Samuel, just a second while you do that. Did you download the application, or are you working?
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I downloaded the application, and it's opening in Google Chrome. So maybe if who's looking for something to open Twine with? Sam?
Sam, me. Yeah.
Sam. Yeah, maybe you can try use Google Chrome if you can.
Cool.
It's a bit
I
irritating
also have
for me.
the application downloaded and it opens in Chrome. It always tests in my browser.
Okay, cool.
So it's
Awesome.
it's not doing it the way that like mine does, where it just is that small window.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I guess it's not. It's like okay, it doesn't mean anything bad.
Okay, just want to double check that I wasn't clicking on the wrong thing.
Okay.
Cool.
Is everyone else fine so far? Okay. Samuel, do you still want to send that screenshot, or are you fine?
No, it's okay. Knowing that I can open it in Chrome is perfect.
Okay. Let me just share my screen again. Okay, can everyone see everything again? Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how like links don't work, or links get like unlinked, right? So if I add my surname, for example, do you see it unlinks from this link, because this link is called Bahiyya, right? It shows you over there. Actually, let me just try something. Oh, okay. Yeah, if I try to like make that the link, it doesn't work because I have another link called that. So that's how the link has broken between them. And now it will take me to this new link, right? And then if I edit it again, it takes me back there. Now I don't need this link anymore, so I can just delete it. Also, if you delete a link, you can't undo it, right? It's finished, it's done. So the way that you would save this, you would go to publish to file, and then, yeah, you would save it wherever you want to, right? And I already have it saved, so I'm not gonna do that. But you click on save, and then you can, if I go back to like my home, you can click on import from file. So the nice thing with Twine is that you can even import other people's like Twine works into Twine and mess around with it, right? And like change things and that sort of thing. And if I just go back to workshop 1, this edit story styles sheet, this is where you'll do like any CSS or HTML coding, right? So I think I've never tried that, but if you like take, actually, no, it does work. If you take someone else's game, their code will also come up and you import it in there, right? The other thing that I wanted to show you is this thing over here, this archive, right? So say for example, like I have 8 stories in here. If I click on archive, I can download my all of the stories that I have in Twine, right? And then when I have that file, regardless of whose like laptop I'm using, if I have that file, then if I just go to like the Twine website, I can click on import from file. You see this thing over here, and I can then click on my archive, and then all my stuff will literally be like this. So that's cool, right? Also like language, if you want any of these European languages, they are available. Okay, and like what, sorry, oh, I guess I have to click on English. Yeah, so if you, the nice thing about Twine is that regardless of like which language you speak, like you can make a game in your home language, you know, it's like that. I think that's really cool. And yeah, it's not gonna work like any differently or whatever, you know, like the links work the way that the links work, right? So I'm just going to show you how to do more stuff. I'll start the story from here. And then also,
sorry, Bahiyya.
yes.
Where do you find the Twine files of like other games?
So for me, when I've like downloaded other people's HTML files that they've sent me or whatever, like their Twine work, I already have it. Like because they've sent it to me, like my friends at university. And then if I like upload that, that's when I've like messed around with it. I haven't downloaded a Twine game, I don't think so. But if you go onto like itch.io, I'll actually, let me just send it in the chat. Once I figure out how, okay. Yeah, if you go onto this website, there's like thousands of free games there. And if you just search like Twine games, everything will come up. So you can download them there and then import them into Twine and then mess around with it there. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you some more like basic stuff. Okay, so if I want this to be like in bold text, I'm going to add these 2 asterisks over there, right? You can already see it changed. If I did that, you can see that my code isn't working, and then it works. So if I just play it, that's now in like bold. Okay, it doesn't really look that way for some reason, but you can see over here that it is working, right? Is everyone following? So it's the 2 stars on the side, right? And then if I want to like italicize something, I'll put these 2 slashes and it italicizes it, okay? I'm just gonna play and see if it's working. Yeah, okay, that you can see. So I'm not lying to you, that works. Everyone following so far? Okay, nothing, I'll take your silence as a yes. Okay, now, sorry, I was just leaning on my knee. I need to get, now it's business time. That was all of the, not easy, but much easier than the other stuff. You also don't have to memorize what I'm going to tell you. I don't have it memorized. You'll see I'm like switching between a document where I have like the code and whatever. So we've seen that like the standard Twine thing is this black screen, white text, blue hyperlink, right? And in the specific font. So you can change the font, you can change the size, you can change the type of font. You can also like move it around, okay? The only thing I want to mention before going into like changing the font is that not every computer has the same fonts downloaded. So if, for example, you have like a specific custom font, I have a font in like my handwriting, and I love it when I can use that in Twine games. And I got such a shock when someone downloaded it and it looked like this, right? It's because they don't have that font on their laptop. Now you can do a thing, I'm not going to go into it, where, because it's more advanced, where you can import like a Google font, and the person like playing your game has to have access to the internet, so that when the game like reads it, I don't know how the internet works, right? But basically it can get like information from that website, from Google Fonts. But the problem with that is that depending on like your player's browser, or like how much space that they have, it like can lag. So it will take a while for the page to load. And like if you have a video game, that obviously like breaks immersion, and that's like annoying. So it is like the best, I would say, to go with fonts that are like stock standard, you know, like Times New Roman or something like that. Okay, so now for the programming part of it, you're going to go to Edit Story Style Sheet. And it's okay if you don't know how coding works. I also don't know how it works, but you know, yeah, I am teaching a workshop, so it's fine. You're going to go into this, you see there's nothing yet, or it's literally just about like copy pasting, because like the code that I have comes from like watching tutorials and that sort of thing, and then I modify it if I want to change the color, right? So, okay, if I want to change the main text color, like that white color, you know, the like, hi, my name is color. Come on. It was doing this to me earlier as well. It doesn't copy and paste. I just have to exit and then open it again. Just look away if when I close Twine something strange comes up, okay? Oh, thank God, okay. Okay, very, very good. Okay, so I put this in. It basically means Twine, that TW, right? Dash passage, and then these curly brackets basically means whatever is in between, they like hugs it together. So like the Twine passage, it's like, it's not in those brackets, which means it's like everything in the, all the stuff that you've typed out in Twine. Does that make sense? It's okay, it doesn't have to make sense, it just has to work, right? So I'll come back to this so you can take it down. Actually, I can post it in the chat if you just want to like copy and paste. So this color red, right, that only works for like the actual word for the standard like primary colors. Obviously, if you want a different color, then you can go to this website called HTML color codes. Obviously, you can go to any website that you want to, but you can like click on any of these colors. So say I want to use this, right? I can just put that in instead of red. Also, although we spell color with a U, this was made by an American, so just be careful to spell it the incorrect way, right? Take out that U. And if I go to play, do you see that? It's changed. Is it working for everyone? I don't see anything in the chat, so just message in there if it's not working for you. The thing about code is it has to be like extremely specific. If you add in a second full stop, or if you put a space where a space isn't meant to be, it's not going to work at all, okay? So you have to do it exactly as I have it here. Okay, so we see that that's working. Now if I want to change the hyperlink color, I'm going to do this. So back to that story style sheet, just skip a line and I'll do that. And I'll post that code as well. So do you see that that has changed? Right, remember it was like dark blue, now it's green. These colors are hideous, my choice combination, but I did it to shock you so you remember this, right? Let me just go post this in the chat. So while you do that, I'm just going to another page. Now, you know when you like hover over that hyperlink, you want to change that color as well. So there's 3 colors. We've changed the main text, we've changed the link color, and now we're changing the like hover over color. Does that make sense? Okay. Hang on, didn't work. I don't know why this isn't working.
I think there's a full stop in front of enchantment.
It's supposed to be there.
Is it? Okay.
I think, but let's see, right? Yeah, it's
Okay, that's odd.
Curly brackets in the end, it should be maybe down.
Let's just see if this works.
Or something like that.
I think someone is talking, but I can't hear anything. I don't know what it could be because this is right. Okay, let me just go on to YouTube quickly.
There's a space after the colon. Maybe that's it.
Where?
Color, yeah, color colon space red.
Now the CSS is fine.
Yes,
I get it wrong
yes.
class.
Thank you so much for
Snap.
who gave that. But basically that just illustrates my point, right? You can't have spaces anywhere. So actually I did this for you guys to see, you know, you can't have any spaces, you can't have anything wrong. So everything is working. Just give me a second to wipe off the sweat from that. Yeah, okay, so everything works very good, very nice. Okay, so we've done those 3 colors. Is everyone fine so far? Okay, I don't see anything in the chat. And then if you want to change the black background, right, you can do this. All of that DW, like I said, just means Twine story, right? And then like the, yeah, you can see that this is like the link, that makes sense. The link hover, that's when you hover over that link, right? So a lot of the like actual words of what you're doing is in the code. So yeah, that's changed the background, right? Okay, this literally looks like someone in grade 4 did it, but anyway, Yeah, so that's how that works. And then, oh, I haven't been posting the code in the chat. Sorry about that. I just got so flustered with what happened. So this is for background. And then that's for the like hovering over link. So I'll just give you a few minutes to like sort that out on your own and see if it works. You can go to that HTML thing website. I'll just post that in the chat as well if you want to check that out.
Bahiyya, these colors, are they, or the color changes that you made, is that something the viewer would see, or is it just you as the creator would see those changes?
No, it's something the person who's playing your game will see. So it's not, it doesn't work like fonts, you know, where sometimes if they don't have that font, it won't come up. With colors, it's standard, so it doesn't matter. If you save it in this way, it should play in that way for them.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
Also, no problem. Somebody asked in the chat if like the text is able to change color as the game progresses, and the text can change color like even at the beginning. What I'm showing is just a very, very basic how to change all of the color in your Twine game, right? You can change even like each word that you have. You're just gonna have a lot of code in your style sheet. Because like if you look at this, it's the passages, right, that I'm changing. It's not like a specific link, it's just links. It's not a specific hover over a link, it's just as it is. So you can definitely get a lot more like nuanced and intricate when, if you want it to be a bunch of different colors. Is everyone okay to move on to the like last part, or any questions? Okay. So the last thing that I wanted to show is just how to change like your font type. So have you seen that the font changed, right? So I just used Arial. You can obviously use whatever font you want to. I'm gonna post this in the chat now. I don't know why does it take me so long always to find the chat. Okay. Yeah, so I used Arial because it's a very standard font, you know, and you could definitely see like the difference in it. Is everyone okay with that? Did it work? Okay, cool. And then another thing that I wanted to show you is if, for example, you want to change the name of your link, right? So obviously this 15 years old is the link it's going to, but if you don't want that link, like to say over here on the top, right? If you wanted to say something different besides 15 years old, what you'll do is you'll put a dash and then you'll put this greater than arrow, right? And I'll just call it that. And then, as you can see, broke away from this link because I changed the name, right? So the link that it will then take me to, can you see it's not called 15 years old anymore? It's called baby. That's the link that does that make sense for everyone? So yeah, it's just, and again, there's no spaces anywhere, right? It's just a dash and then the arrows. Is everyone fine with that? And then if you want to see, like, for example, if you're doing this for like a school project, right? And if you just want to like take stock of what you're doing, because sometimes I'll tell you like, okay, make a Twine game that's like 2,500 words or something. Obviously you don't know, you know, how many words, you're not gonna like copy paste each thing. But you can see over here how many words there are. You can see that we don't have any broken links, right? So that's fine. The only problem with Twine is that it doesn't pick up spelling errors. So you have to like copy, paste sort of thing. Or even if you like double space, it doesn't pick that up. And even when you like go into play mode, it won't pick that up as well, right? Did I show you how to save? I can't remember if I showed you how to save your work. Okay, I'm seeing quizzical like looking faces. I probably didn't. Okay, so you're going to click on this thing over there. So the way that I lost all my work earlier was I didn't click publish to file, I just exited, right? So you go into, oh, sorry, if you go to proofing copy as well, it's going to show you all of your text over there. So like, this is where you can like copy and paste and put it into like Microsoft Word, you know, and like check if there's any spelling errors. Not that like Word is such a good program with helping with that, but yeah. So how you would save is going publish to file, right? And then you'll call it whatever you want to. You'll save on your desktop and it saves as an HTML file, okay? And then if you want to like upload it back onto Twine, I mean, if you saved it, it's going to be here, like in your library, basically, right? And if you didn't save it, it's not going to be there. It's not anywhere, right? So please, please, please do save your work. And you can see, I'm just going to go into this story.
A question, Bahiyya, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I just got my microphone to work. So is it when we exit Twine, or is it when we exit the story without saving that we lose it?
Okay, so if you're in the story, like don't exit Twine first, save your story. So you're going to go publish to file while you're in the story. Does that make sense? Was that your question?
Yes. I mean, I was just thinking without saving, if I go back to archive, it's still all there.
If you close like Twine.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, let me just do another thing and see if it works. Without like going publish to file, right? Right, I don't know if I spelled angel right, that's besides the point. So I'm not saving this, I'm just going to exit. And I've called this yup, so we'll see if I close, I haven't saved it. And if I open Twine again, oh, what? Why is this happening? Because where's my work then?
Maybe somewhere there. Because I just
You know what,
downloaded it today and it said it saves automatically. So yeah, maybe.
Check my comment in chat.
Is there a comment in the chat?
Oh, okay.
It has an autosave location as well.
Cool, maybe your work is there now. So
Yeah, you might want to check that for the stuff you lost.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Andrew B, for this. I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I don't know what happened because I had all of my like Twine notes earlier in Twine, and then it all went away.
Were you using the desktop version or like the from a browser version?
No, I was using it on my actual desktop.
Weird.
And I couldn't find it. And I even like searched on my hard drive and like my computer, like I typed in what I had it saved as and nothing came up. So
You got deleted somehow, yeah.
yeah, I don't know what happened. Anyway, I'm just going to always publish the file after what happened to me today. It seems like you don't have to, but yeah. Oh, what I was doing is showing you how like long some of these stories can be. So if I do that, right, you can see that it's a lot, you know, like going on here. Also, these things at the bottom, like help you to like zoom in so you can see, you know, like the stuff that you wrote. And then obviously you can like do that. And then this over here, if I'm like looking for a certain word, if I'm not sure which like node does it belong to, because I have so many in my story, I can just type it in over here, right? So if I type in that word, I see that in these links, this is where the word would show up, right? And then I can replace it with something over here and it will replace everything. Safety, let me just delete.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's this like writing in this non-linear format? Do you plan out like one path for your story to go down and then add branches? Like what's your process for writing?
Personally, I don't work in Twine in the beginning. I will do it in like a Word document. And then I'll just like highlight what I think I'm going to turn into links and then put in brackets like this is what will come in this part of the story. I can't work like this, you know, where
Okay.
that's what's going on. I find it very difficult, like the back and forth all the time. So yeah, I will first do it all over there and then do it all in Twine. But obviously it just depends on like what works for you.
And do you plan like one major route for the story to take and then like the rest are dead ends? Like I remember from adventure books, there was a lot of like, you're kind of going for one ending and the others are...
Yeah. Yeah. So I made, I'm just going to speak about like 2 Twine games, this one and another one that I made, right? The other one that I made was about this girl that commits suicide. And it's like you keep trying to save her. So you try all of these like alternate endings, you know, but it's not going to work, like regardless of what you do. So it really just depends on the story that you're making. And then this game over here, I did it based on a true story of this father who saw his son get murdered in Palestine, like he got shot while he was holding him. And this story, like when I heard about it, I was very small. It was in 2001. I was like very scarred by the whole thing. And I just thought like I wanted to try and tell a story from the perspective of like a Palestinian father. And I'm never obviously going to be able to understand any of his thoughts, you know. But what I was just trying to do is like, you see, there's like a bunch of like nodes that don't go anywhere, right? So it just keeps providing like more information, but information leads to nothing. So that's what I wanted to like capture, that feeling of everything feeling like pointless. You can't do anything, you know, you're like very powerless in this situation. So I think that your links are very important. That's something I wanted to touch on at the end. Obviously this isn't like a story writing class, because Twine can be used for a lot of different things. Like I said, even for like UX, you know, like the way that something's supposed to flow in like a diagram. I don't know if you remember when we like did technology in primary school, there were like flow diagrams. Am I the only person who did that? Okay. But yeah, things like that. You can use Twine for that. And even like with me and my master's paper that I'm working on, I use Twine for that, because if I want to like add more information, I'll just put like another link. So it helps me to like map that out. But back to like the story writing aspect, if any of you plan to like actually write stories in Twine or make like narrative games in Twine, I would say that your hyperlinks, what you decide to make a link, what you decide not to make a link, you know, like the sort of importance that you place on different things is very important for like the pacing of your story, because obviously people are going to stop for that second, you know, before they get to like the next page. And if something is very like boom, 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 you know, like you want to build suspense, and like make them click through a lot of links, because they'll be like, oh shit, what's going on? You know, what's happening next? But yeah, that's basically what will be all that we're covering for today's class. I wanted to show you like how to put in images, but it's very, very tricky. Because it involves like a lot of things. You can't just like straight put an image in, because it will scale off the screen, and not all like websites. The only way I know to put an image in is from a website. So like, I don't know, I'll look that up, but how to like straight import an image. So you have to put like the website link, and not all websites allow you to do that. Maybe if we have another Twine workshop ever, I'll just do it purely on like images, you know, and how to put that in. But yeah, that's it basically. I don't know if anyone has any questions. If you want to work on like your own story for like 10 minutes or something and ask me questions if like it's not working, yeah, just let me know. I don't know what's this person saying, oh, please for in the chat. Oh yeah, so you learn how to do images on that like website that I posted on the first slide. You see it over there. But also if you go onto YouTube and just type in like Twine tutorials, there's like so many that come up. Some of them are very short, because it just shows you how to get the image in, but not how to scale it. So you'll see like whatever, whichever tutorial works for you. Yeah, I don't know, it's up to like the rest of you. Do you wanna work on something for a bit and then ask me questions? If it doesn't work, like try and do it, or do you feel okay? Yes, Samuel?
Sorry, I was just curious, you mentioned earlier the changing each sentence to a certain color. So one thing that I'm thinking, for example, is when a certain character speaks, having their text in a certain color. Can you show us how to do that, like in each passage?
No. I don't know how to. Sorry, I don't ever, like I didn't prepare for that. I just want very basic, and like I don't do that in my games. But I think that's like a really good way of showing like whose voice is speaking, instead of being like, oh, she said, oh, they said, he said, you know, or whatever. And like showing which color belongs to like which person, and also using like the color theory. You know, if someone's like very like hot-headed, for example, you put all of the text in red, right? And it gives you like an idea of the character. But I don't imagine it would be too difficult. like you saw how quickly we were able to change everything. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Also, I thank you so much to Anne who posted a link in there, but also to Tyler who came now because they thought it was starting at 7:30 UK time. I'm so sorry, but this video will be available. So maybe just like keep an eye on the like South African Game Jam page or like my Twitter if I know that like the video is out. I can send it to you. I don't know. It said I thought it said South African time. I don't know. But yeah.
Bahiyya, I do have one quick question. If you were like a game studio using Twine to create a game, right? Where would the storyboard artist come in throughout the process?
Sorry, you just cut out a bit. What did you say?
Yeah, cool. Sorry. So if I was, or if this was a game studio that was using Twine to make a game, right? Where in the process would a storyboard artist come in?
I guess it depends on like the studio. It isn't like a sort of one size fits all. At the place that I'm like helping them out with their like narrative design, they already had all of the visuals done. So they knew what they wanted their game to look like and to like feel like, but they just didn't know how to tell that story. Whereas like with me when I make games, because I usually do everything, it isn't like, oh, this happens and that happens. It's like when I think of the game, I think of it all at once. So like the like storyboard or like Twine part, whatever, it doesn't matter which comes first. Like I'll either like change in between them, you know, or like do one before the other. Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. Are you guys all students or like new in the games industry? I'm just trying to get an idea of like how much do you know about it. Well, don't all answer at once.
Let's not talk over each other here, shall we?
I'm a student in Cape Town.
Okay. Are you doing game design like in Cape Town?
Yeah, at the Academy of Digital Arts.
How is that going?
It's good. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
We're going into our final soon. So I'm working on trying to do a story-driven game, which I've never done before. So
okay, so Twine should definitely be like helpful for that.
Yeah, it seems I'm already getting ideas of how I can map out a story.
I'm so glad that like it was helpful for you. I see that there's like more people as well in the chat who are game design students. Yeah.
Another game design student in Cape Town as well at Vega.
Oh, okay. And how is it at Vega? I did game design at FITS.
Yeah, Vega, it's been okay so far. A bit of a rocky start with lecturers, but yeah, still keeping strong. Very stressful.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested like in how Cape Town course works compared to the FITS one. Yeah, also when I started, they were very like new, but it just like became a degree. So I think they were still like finding their feet. But yeah, I saw someone say that they work at a bank, which is completely fine. It's good that you're interested in building games, you know. It's good to have varied interests. I'm doing my master's in film and I did my undergrad in design, and I think that like it definitely helps seeing how to tell like visual stories from a different perspective. So definitely be interested in more things than just video games. If you learned anything from this workshop, take that. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining me on this. It's Wednesday, I think. Yeah, this Wednesday night. You know, time. It's not real in the time of Corona, so yeah. If anyone has any questions, just let me know before we end. And I'm so glad I just saw somebody say that this was a great start for them. And I'm so glad, that it's been helpful to anyone at all. And please go forth and spread this knowledge with other people. And I don't know if you're still in here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, are you ready to end it at that, or?
Yeah, that's great. I just wanted to remind everyone, because I didn't say at the beginning, but SA Game Jam is next weekend. Is it next weekend? Yes. Yeah. So on Friday at 6 o'clock, we'll kick it off. And you can most certainly, obviously, because of this workshop as well, make something in Twine. Because you can either submit HTML files or upload it to itch. It's quite easily done. So go and hear my husband in the background playing Call of Duty. Silly. So you have a week to experiment now if you might want to submit something in Twine. Yeah, thanks so much, Bahiyya. That was great.
Yeah, and if you want to learn how to make different colors for each word, I don't know, I hope you don't think I'm unprofessional.
No.
How to do that.
I think it's better to acknowledge what you don't know than to try and figure it out.
I don't know how would I have gotten out of that anyway. Like, I'd literally have to give code, and I'd be like,
just turn off your camera and go and Google it.
Yeah, sorry, I had connection issues.
There was a question here from Tyler quickly. Please do, who is it? Someone called Tokut. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's quite soft.
About the no video. It's just no webcam on this desktop. Yeah, the question is about it's pretty cool presentation. Thanks, Bahiyya and Free Labs. The question is about connecting multiple Twine stories. Is that have you ever come across that? Have played a game where a kind of interactive fiction where you go between Twine stories?
I
Not
haven't
in the passage
come
sense.
across that.
So I kind of have this idea of like you go through a story and then the story sends you to an external website or like a Twitter account or something else, and then it sends you back from that link into another Twine story.
You can go put in a link in your Twine story. That's a really cool idea, actually. So if I put like a YouTube video link, into like my Twine story, you can access that. But I don't know if you can then like search things in like YouTube, or if it just takes you to that, and then how do you get back to the Twine? You might have to like physically, close the browser window and go back to the game. So
I can speculate a bit.
That.
These are HTML files, right? So you could host them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Thanks. No, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's just the idea that I had. But thanks a lot. It was a cool thing. Thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you for attending. And I don't know, will you post on like the South African Game Jam Twitter page or something about the video?
Yeah, I think we're going to release all of the workshop videos together, probably before the end of the week. So we'll post that on Twitter or on the SA Game Jam Discord.
Okay, can you edit out the parts where I didn't know what was happening?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll ask Terrence.
Okay.
Put a nice picture over it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. And good luck. Good luck for the jam. Yeah.
Thanks for the workshop. It was awesome.
No problem. Nice to meet all of you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers.
Actually, Bahiyya, I think you have to stop it because you're still the host.
Oh, I was just going to ask you who's going to stop it. Okay, end.
Okay, bye.
Cool.